Okay, so thank you very much for joining me on this. I
Thank
really
you so much.
you can share your experience, about connecting. You guys didn't know each other at all, I guess, before the 5th of Jan.
Yes.
So how was your experience of, those first couple of meetings? And more importantly, how did you arrive on a mentoring objective? I think that would be very good to know.
To me about Thrive, and since I was in Bombay, so I'm based out of Bangalore. So that week I was in Mumbai. So she told me, why don't you attend this properly? It might be interesting for you. So I landed up there, and then I had a few conversations. So with my conversation with Sunita, I felt like, probably there was a connect because she talked about purpose. So the moment she talked about purpose, I'm like, yeah, I've been thinking about this from quite some time. And, that is probably, something which I should look for, because I was very confused with few decisions in my life, the professional decisions. And then I thought probably, this is something which I should think about. Probably this will make my life, easier than I'm dealing right now. The best thing I like about our conversation is, we can't be vulnerable with everyone, right? But since it's a mentoring, relationship, we are expected to be vulnerable, and so I think Sunita provides a very safe environment, and very comfortable environment for me to express everything to her, and be very transparent. And in return, what I get is, even she's very transparent, and even she sometimes is very vulnerable. She talks to me like a friend, and a lot of reciprocation happens. So I think that's the best part, that I feel very comfortable talking to her.
I think it's very much like what Ria said. When I came into the meeting, I had a bit of hesitation whether I'm really going to be able to see it through, because it is, it is something that takes off you. I believe in giving of myself, and I was kind of questioning, because at the start of the year I said, okay, this is, where the agenda has not got packed. This is going to get tough. But honestly, when I make up my mind to do something and I enjoy it, like I enjoy my interactions with Ria, I don't have any hesitation in blocking any amount of time. So if she calls me in the middle of anything, I don't have a problem. And I realized that because we took to each other fairly quickly. So when we first had the conversation, I met three people, and I saw that there was something. I found a vulnerability in Ria which I could identify with as myself when I was, in my 20s. And I felt that if I had someone telling me which way to go at that point, would I have made different decisions? When to move from the role, when to take up something harder. I felt it would have been really good to have someone, and I didn't. A lot of it was unofficial mentoring, but like you said so beautifully, you're not easy being vulnerable in front of your coworkers. So I think hopefully in this year we'll pace it. We'll have conversations which are like a marathon. You train a lot for it, and you do little spurts of it, and hopefully we'll cross the finish line at the end of the year. So I'm looking forward to it.
Talk a lot in Mumbai around commitment, right? Because there's a lot of startup energy, but some of these relationships may fizzle out over time. And that's not even intentional many times, but work sort of, takes over. So speak a little bit about that. What did you say around, canceling meetings? What was the real?
So I remember Sunita mentioning in the workshop as well, that she in fact suggested, probably if a meeting gets cancelled, the mentee should should go for a marathon, etc. So I added burpees.
Your part. The
Yeah,
point of doing those 50 burpees, that's a stretch for me as well. So I
I
said, okay,
know.
he's taken a stretch, let me take the stretch. And I think that's cool, right? I mean, and then sort of making sure that it ends up in, as actually fixing up another day. I think that's important as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's fantastic. One last question for you, ladies. And in the
Okay.
conversation, was there something that surprised you, when you were having your first initial conversations? So you had this great chemistry going. But was there something when you started having this conversation, it was like, oh, I didn't expect that, was there something like that?
I think I was disarmed by her honesty. I think, your ability to open up. I think that I know that it's not easy, and I know that you're probably not someone who would do that a lot. I was really blown away by that. And I think, more power to you. I mean, that's really something that got me into the, the space to say, it's okay to go ahead and share everything openly. So thank you for taking the step.